All right, we're taking a stab at predicting what the 2024 playoff picture will look like. So we got our four conference champions going Ohio State as number one, Georgia number two out of the SEC, Miami, yes, Miami, number three winning the ACC, and then Oklahoma State taking the title home for the Big 12. So those top four conference championships, they're all going to get a bye. So we'll start with the upper left quadrant. And right now I have Texas and Clemson facing off. So Texas will be the home seed, so it'll be at DKR. I expect that to be an absolutely crazy scene, but I do think Clemson is being slept on a little bit this year. I think they can go in there and pull out that win. Okay, so that leads us now to the next game. Clemson facing Ohio State. They've met a couple of times in the playoffs before. Last time they met, Ohio State smoked them. I think Ohio State will beat them again. So they're going to move on. Now let's move to the bottom left bracket where we have Tennessee as the 5 seed. I'm very high on Tennessee this year. I think Nico is going to be the truth. I think they have great receivers. I think their defense will be a step up from last year. So I'm pretty high on Tennessee. That's why we're giving them the 5 seed. And they're going to be facing also against Liberty. They're likely going to go undefeated this year, I think, with Caden Salter and what they had brought back. So I think they'll be undefeated. And give me Tennessee to win that game. Now, they'll be facing off against Oklahoma State, the Big 12 champion. I don't think that they're going to get a win here. I think Tennessee is going to pull this one off, and I think they will advance to the round of a Final Four against Oklahoma State or against Ohio State. All right, let's move to the top right quadrant, and we have a rematch from last year in the semifinal. Alabama and Michigan. I think both of them are going to come out of their respective conferences as relatively high seeds. I think both of them are being slept on a little bit this year because of the changes that have happened at both of those programs. But I think Alabama is just too good. So I'm giving Alabama the win there and a redemption from last year. And then they go to face off Georgia. Now, this might be a rematch of the SEC championship. Who knows? We'll see. But nonetheless, this has been a fantastic rivalry over the past 5 or 6 years or so. And I expect nothing less from this one again. But give me Georgia to edge out Alabama this year and move on to the Final Four. All right, now to the bottom right quadrant. We're going to have Oregon and Penn State, two Big Ten teams coming out of this quadrant. Going to be hosted at Autzen Stadium. I don't think Penn State's going to be able to have a chance to beat them there. So give me Oregon to advance and face the ACC champion. And I think this game is going to surprise some people. I think Miami can pull this one out. They'll have a week to be rested where Oregon just faced Penn State. Miami's going to have a lot of big pieces, both offensively and defensively, that can be weapons. Mario Cristobal knows the Oregon program. So give me Miami to kind of pull an upset here. Now we get to the Final Four, and we'll go with Ohio State and Tennessee. I think Ohio State will pull this one out. I think they're just too deep at every level in every position group. So I think they'll be able to edge that one out. And then we'll go to the next game, Georgia and Miami, kind of similar. I think Georgia pulls this one out. These two are just the two deepest rosters and the two best teams in the sport. I think they'll face off in the national championship. And for the game, give me Georgia as the national champion. So I got Georgia winning the whole thing with all of these teams in the playoffs. Follow Big Body Ball CFB on all socials. We'll see how this plays out.